A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. And in this channeling session, I would be sharing with you the latest love letter of the masculine collective to the feminine. And this was a very strong sort of a message, which was very like prominent, and I could sense the energy, the intensity of this energy. So I immediately wrote it down, all the words, and here I am to share with you. And the time difference is also not much. As soon as the whole message was downloaded, I decided to come here and share it with you guys. So let's get started. For your personal situations, you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com after going through all the details in the description box. If you want to work with me and clear all your blocks and clear all the reasons that are causing you to feel intense separation and so much pain, I mean, there's no point continuing to live into something that you don't even feel connected with, those type of feelings. And if you want a personal session, then you can do that as well. Just let me know whenever you do it, and kindly do not share your twin flame journey so far, whatever has happened with me, because I use some intuitive gifts and spiritual modalities, certain tools that have taken me many years to learn. We use that to help people out and to provide them hand holding. So yes, now let's dive into the letter. My dear love, today I want to admit something with you. And to admit this, it has taken me a long time to accept that this is a problem with me. I have been a person who is very scared of many things. I have many fears, especially the fear of getting left out, especially the fear of coming across as a crazy person. I have fears of embarrassment. I have fears of judgment. And I'm not a strong person like you. I'm not a lone ranger. I'm not a lone wolf. I need other people to feel good about myself. At first, when I met you, I was extremely enamored by your personality, by your free-spiritedness, by your awesome sense of humor. And I could see that you are a very strong person and extremely positive. I could see that positivity was one of your strongest suit. And I wanted to also experience that type of positivity while being with you. I was extremely bedazzled, and I was enamored. And you could say that I had been watching you for some time, or I have been observing you for some time. And I felt that you are a kind of person who was like a magnet. I felt extremely drawn to you because the things that you were projecting out, or the things that you reflect to the world, these are the things that I probably did not have. And we always get attracted towards certain things and certain people who possess what we don't possess. My dear love, today I just want to pour my heart out and share with you my flaws. But I do not do this to get sympathy from you. Rather, I'm doing this so that you also know what my weaknesses have been. I want you to feel the way you should feel, that the way you deserve to feel. I don't want you to kill the most amazing qualities that you have in you for a weak person like me. Because I also need you and your light to inspire me and become a person who is not crippled by societal pressures and fears. When I gave you rejection, it was actually my fear and my ego. Let me tell you, I've been a poor decision maker of my life. And I've always joined hands, or I've always hung out wherever I could see the crowd. I always wanted to feel secure, and the crowd or groups made me feel secure. I felt that if I'm a part of the group, I'm a likable person and I have my own existence. However, unfortunately, I found out that it was wrong. When I saw you, you were a lone ranger. You were this magnificent personality who did not need anybody. People would go up to you, people would talk to you. And if you were at a party or if you were talking to a group of people, it was always you that I was noticing because you were shining bright like the sunshine. Those were your qualities, but it was scary for me to be around you. At first, I was very excited with your lifestyle. At first, I was extremely impressed with your lifestyle. But as time went by, I could see the amount of work you were putting into yourself. And I could also see that many a times you were lonely, you were not supported, and you had to try very hard to pick yourself up and to manage things on your own. At this point in time, I was already confused because I want to say that I was a weak man. I only wanted the benefits, I only wanted the good things. I wanted to carry you around like a trophy wife, but I felt that I was dominated by you. Not that you were dominating me, but it was my weakness, it was my programming, it was my upbringing that made me feel that I was getting dominated. Instead of accepting your individuality, instead of admiring your personality, I started pitting it against my own. And every time I would pit myself against you or even compare myself with you, I could see that I was a failure in front of you. I was not that great, to be honest. I did not have as many talents as you did. I did not have the kind of looks that you had. I didn't even have the type of confidence you have in you. Despite not getting supported from your own people, despite not having genuine friends or well-wishers, your nature of giving back to the society is just amazing. You have actually collected all of the painful experiences and turned them into something wonderful for yourself. My dear, beautiful, angelic person, I want to say this to you, that instead of standing next to you and instead of being your support system, I felt that if I'm going to be with you, I would be castrated from my family, I would be left out, I would be singled out. And yes, a lot of them were ticked by your personality because I still am living with a lot of weak people, weak-minded people who saw you as a threat or who saw you as a competition. I could sense a lot of jealousy and envy, and how could I blame them because I had also felt jealous of you on so many occasions. So many times I wanted to be like you, but it was really impossible to embody who you are in totality. Another thing was that I was scared that you will sooner or later get bored of me and then dump me because honestly, I was nothing close to you. I was just like anybody else. I was a commoner. I was a guy who was dependent on many other people to feel complete whole. I needed a lot of social validation, due to which I was going out a lot. I was meeting a lot of people, and I would usually, when meet people, I would act as a very smart person who knows it all, who's emotionally very strong. In fact, to be honest, I was emotionally quite weak and I had to depend a lot on my caregivers even after I had grown up so much. But I was always surrounded by caregivers who would pamper me a lot and spoil me with their love. And with you also, I tried to convert you into a caregiver. I tried to convert you into my mother or my father figure. I wanted you to handle my tantrums. I did not want to man up. I did not want to take responsibility. And I didn't even have patience. I didn't want to wait. I didn't believe in waiting. I was a cranky person who always got what they asked for or what they wished for. And obviously my wish also came true when I got you. But just how I would get bored with the toys or with the fancy things that I was being given constantly, I also got bored by you because for me it was just at that point in time a material object. I did objectify you. I did look at you as a sexual object who would have to satisfy me or please me. But you know what? I also had to learn. I had to become a better person. I had to also look into my flaws. So I only myself did the mistake of treating you badly. I feel very sorry for all the humiliation and the rejection I have put you through. I do feel sorry for the way I ran away on many occasions instead of manning up. I'm also extremely sorry for not being a true lover, because people who love someone, they stick by one another, and those who cannot, they must have or they should have extremely valid reasons of doing so. It has to be done in their protection, in their defense, or some other important reason has to be considered. But my dear soul, in my case, it was none of that. It was just that my ego was hurt. I needed a lot of ego massaging. I had to be given some kind of attention under the spotlight. I had to be babied. I was again and again going and crying to my mother. I was acting like a little grown up, a grown up man, but a little baby. I had no individuality of my own, and I needed to be in a group dynamic to feel secure. And whenever you would appear in my life or whenever we were together, somehow, because we are all weak people living together, the weak people never like a confident and bold person. The weak people lie a lot. The weak people pretend a lot. Weak people manipulate a lot. And most importantly, weak people can never be lone rangers. They cannot be responsible for their own selves. And maybe this is also the reason why they need to be surrounded by similar people. And I was doing the same thing, and so were my people. All of us weak people ganged up against you so that we could push you around, we could push your buttons, make you feel bad, and then turn you into one of us. The actual motive of whatever I did was also not to leave you or go away from you. Actually, I just wanted, me and my people simply wanted you to abide us, you to follow us, you to be like one of us. We wanted you to talk, walk, and act like us all the time. We wanted you to be the part of the gang, but some price had to be paid by you. We wanted to feel great about ourselves. So I did speak about money many times. I spoke about status, and I also spoke about body. I do feel bad about everything, because when we were trying to convert you into us, into one of us, the thing backfired. It did not work out. You were not happy. You were extremely uncomfortable, and I could see that. And despite seeing it, I pursued to try to convert into one of you into one of us. It did not work out. You kept some conditions. You were again very strong-headed. I felt that if I could break you right now, I would break you down forever. But I also sensed that you had very protective energy around you. You were the type of person who still is, very strong-willed, and it seems that some kind of angels protect you. I started believing in God a lot more after meeting you, because all the people who spoke ill about you and all the people who were against you eventually started praising you, started talking about you. Because when you were not around, or when you were gone from my life, and you had freed yourself from my control, my toxic control, you actually started shining a lot. And you started doing the things that you always spoke about in front of me. And you always said that I'm working on these things. You always said that you want to do these things. And I always remembered pulling you back. I always remember telling you, no, you should not do this. I always used to tell you to be logical, be practical, don't be an emotional fool. Because I was scared that if you are going to do those things that you were planning to do or you were already working on, you would be too big in front of me and I would be just like a small person. Everything was my own projection. I was enabled by my caregivers to think of myself as a very big person, a very big personality, a giant personality. Even though I hadn't done a single thing in life, I had no real achievement to back it up to because I was so pampered. So it was definitely my own projection. I was feeling very small, and you may not have seen it. You were extremely loving. You were extremely sympathetic towards me because I had told you a lot of things that were not even true. It was my habit. It was in my habit, and I again learned this from the mother energy in my life. I used to always see her acting like a victim and always getting attention because of that. So even I had been doing the same thing without even realizing it. When I wanted you in my life, I had to tell you how miserable I was, how much I was suffering, and how much I needed someone like you. And you were very merciful, in fact, and you accepted me with open hands, with open arms, and you became a part of my life, and you were extremely dedicated and committed. You really wanted to build a future. I could see it, but I was obviously not that serious because I got you so easily. I got you very easily also, I felt, because you were so amazing and so ahead of me. But I could really impress you and fool you by just saying certain things. It worked and you accepted me. But after you accepted me, I realized that I really could not match up to your level. My level and your level are just two different levels. I was too down below. I'd never done any inner work, neither did I want to. But I would talk a lot about spiritual things because it was quite trendy. It still is very trendy to talk like that. Everybody likes to talk to people who speak nicely, who are very soft spoken, who say a lot of sweet things. Everyone wants to be likable, and everyone assumes that when they are likable, they are better. But when I saw you, I was very shocked because you had this confidence. And you would tell me many times that I don't care if someone likes me or not. Even if you don't like me or your folks don't like me, it's okay. I'm fine with myself. I'm okay with myself. This also started triggering me in another level, because I started wanting to make you do it and show it to me. In the sense, I wanted you to prove everything that you had said to me. So I started pushing you. I started pushing you deeper into loneliness. I would ignore you on purpose. I would go out with other people, have a good time with them. I really started acting like a selfish douchebag. And I was hanging out with other people. I was spending time with others. I was going out a lot. Whereas I had trapped you to just commit to me and just be with me and take care of me. Even though I had told you that I was an unloved person and nobody really cared about me and I was heartbroken many times, you might be shocked to hear me be so candid and accept my flaws. But this is where I can do it, and I want you to know that you have to stop taking everything I did or my family did to you or my people did to you, my friends did to you. You have to stop taking it personally. None of it is actually your fault, and in my higher self, I'm being able to speak this with you. If I was a brave man, I would not have been so scared to get rejected by you. I would not have been so scared that I would have been so codependent on you. I would not have asked you or expected you to baby me, to be one more mother. I would have been the man to take care of you, but I was not that. And it has been in my retrospection as well as my introspection that I feel that you need to know the truth. You could also say that I'm saying this truth, all of these things, after seeing that you are out of my reach. You could say that I am apologetic right now because you have also proven me wrong. I wanted to test you, what metal you are made of, and you did prove to me that you don't need anybody. You have grown a lot as a person, and I'm extremely proud of your growth. And I honestly feel that maybe I was put on your path, I was put on your way to help you ascend, to help you rise up even more. You are a goddess, you are a woman that I'll always respect and love. But being a weak man, I try to change you and I try to bring you down to my level. I've also been impacted by toxic patriarchy, where I felt that the man is the most important person. And instead of living as equals, or instead of accepting and respecting each other's individuality, I thought that it would be better to massage my ego by making you look weaker in front of me. How can such a strong woman, such an independent woman, who has done so many things for so many people, who has been a caregiver, a provider to so many people, how could such a strong woman become like a sissy lamb in front of me? I did not think of that. Not only that, your independent personality and your fierce nature used to make me feel more and more puny, and I would feel like a low-life creature. Instead of working on myself, I thought it would be a much better thing to do to malign you and to make you look bad. So I have said a lot of things to you, and I had so many fears. I still have so many fears, but I have started recognizing my fears, and I've started realizing that a lot of things that I say and do is just out of stress and nothing else. I have been a person who has always lived his life based on what other people say. When I saw you for the first time, I was head over heels in love with you, or whatever love meant to me or for me at that point in time. But I was extremely smitten by you, and by hook or by crook or by whatever it would take, I wanted you to be mine. I did feel that you're gonna take some time to be with me, or you would not get convinced by me so easily. I did think that it would not be so easy to make you mine. It would not be so easy to get your attention. But then I felt that you are an emotional person. I made certain calculations. I felt that you were a giver. I felt that you were a person who likes to take care of other people and be there for other people. So I used that, as I said, that I wanted your attention by hook or by crook. You were really so beautiful, and at that point in time, I felt that you were someone who was ruling many people's heart. You still do. I feel that there were many men after you, or there were people who would want to be with you just like I was crazy to be with you. Who does not want to be around such a positive live wire kind of person who would not want to possess you? So for me, it was very important at that time to possess you and to be with you. However, it was not easy in the long run to be with you, and that's not because you have some problem or you have some fault. It was me who made you feel that you were wrong, because I was not able to match up to you. So I had to say a lot of things to you, and for a long time I didn't even say anything to you about me. I kept telling you about the problems that I was facing, which were not even real problems, because in all honesty, my caregivers have given me a lot. They still take care of me, they still do a lot for me, but I had to paint them a little dark. I had to paint them to be a little bad. I had to make you feel that they don't like you, they don't want you. But it was actually me who could have done a lot if I would have made the right efforts, if I would have made the correct statements, or I would have taken the right stand for you. No one would have been able to point a finger towards you. But I was not willing to put in the work. And then it became a codependent relationship. And yes, there was a lot of sexual attraction also. I just wanted you to please me, to be with me. And I just wanted to keep you to myself. I no longer wanted you to go out. I no longer wanted you to talk to people. If I would keep telling you how wonderful you are, which you really are, you would not have been with me. So I had to tell you that there were problems with you, that there were issues with you that you have to fix. Actually, those issues were my issues, and they were coming via me to you. You are not a person or the type of person who is meant to be caged. You're not a person who can be turned into someone's private property. I could see that you have big impact on people. You could heal people by your words. You could uplift people by your energy. The shine in your eyes, the twinkle in your eyes. You are the owner of an infectious smile. And all of these wonderful properties, your nurturing abilities, your providing abilities, all of that I wanted to just cage into something and not go out, because my fear would tell me that you would find someone better than me in no time, and I would be left behind to feel horrible about myself. I was just trying to protect myself constantly, and I would keep wounding you, my love. And I know even if I say sorry, even if I apologize, it's not gonna bring back those days. It's not gonna change what I put you through. It's not gonna suddenly turn me into an angel when I've actually been the opposite of it. And I always knew that you were hurting. I knew when my family and my friends and other people who had the access in my life, I could see every time they were humiliating you in front of you and behind your back. I felt you were so hurt, you were so disrespected. But I felt that it was a good way to keep you in control and to keep you under my own nose. And I started changing you. You started changing for me. And when you started changing, you were no longer the person I had fallen for. And I started going away from you. I had to fill the lacuna inside of me, the hole, the big giant hole inside me. And I had to be with some other people to make me feel better. All of that I did, and I admit to it today. You really need to know how special and how gifted you are, and that you are not here on this planet to cater to one man's ego and pride and his weakness. You are here for wonderful things. Here I am also working on myself, changing myself, so that one day I can face you, I can stand in front of you, and I can accept everything that I did, good or bad, via my personality and via the changed man that I would become. In all honesty, I want to say that there are two things that come to my mind. Number one is that I obviously want to be worthy of you. I don't want to be a person who manipulates, who lies, who schemes, who does a lot of politics, who gangs up against other people, with other people against you. I don't want to be that man who is undeserving of you. So I am really working on myself to level up with you, to be at par with you. If it's not possible for me to be at par with you, but at least I should be willingly accepting to be under you, to take care of you, to be a protector. I want you to be my teacher. I want you to remain above me. That's number one. Number two is, I know that by now you are strong enough, you are smart enough. You're not gonna get fooled by me or any other man like me. And even if I say that I want to be worthy of you, I want to level up to you, I think that's the only way you're going to accept me. You would want me to go within myself and do all the inner work that I have always avoided to do. You do want me to accept my spiritual nature, which I asked you to shed off from your own self also and become a totally materialistic, narcissistic person like me and my gang here. So I feel both the things apply. I have to work on myself, and you would obviously not accept me anymore the way I have acted with you. On one hand, I feel like I am a very lucky man who got you in his life. But on the other hand, I also feel that I'm a very unlucky man who lost you because of his ego. Now I am only working on killing my ego, on making sure that this ego dies. I'm working on myself, on not being codependent, because I have to tell you that after you left and I was all alone in my misery, I realized that I was extremely happy when I was with you. I always had a big smile on my face when I was with you, but the problem was that I didn't even know what real happiness meant by that time. After I left you or you left me is the same thing. I did a lot of karmic things and I simply walked on the path that others were showing to me, because by the time they had literally told me or they had proven to me that whatever I thought and whatever I was doing was absolutely wrong. So this time they won and I did everything to the T that they had asked me to do. Fortunately or unfortunately, that led to a lot of trauma. I felt completely neglected for the first time because I was not able to follow all the instructions that I was being given. I was already watching you do so well without me and without anybody. It hurt me so much because I was wrong. Everybody else around me was wrong. And the worst thing that happened to me, that I was in a trap. Actually, whatever we do, whatever we sow, we reap that. It is so true. Whatever we give out in the universe, we always receive that back. I tried to cage you. I tried to manipulate you. I tried to fool you. I tried to destroy your self-esteem, and exactly that was given to me. And for such a long time, I felt I was trapped in a box, nowhere left to go. I still remember that meeting you, I used to be so happy. I felt internally happy. But with other people, it was always about ego massage. It was always about getting validation. It was never an in-depth level of happiness that I genuinely felt. At the end or by the end of all of this, I started feeling horrible about myself, and I really wanted to experience true love. Just watching you sometimes would make me feel that if I could be with such a wonderful person, even if it was not forever by that time, even if it was for a short while, if I could attract such an amazing person in my life, I can do more. So from that perspective, I was extremely inspired, and I still am inspired by you. I am sorry, but I will not show you my face till the time I do not become deserving or worthy of you. And I know the high value woman that you are, the queen that you are, you will not accept me in my peasant energies. Thank you for listening to me, my love. I will connect with you soon. Alright guys, so this is where the channel love letter ends. Thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate your attendance. One love and peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.